Good morning and happy blessed Friday. I was thinking about something that the world is such a small place and not by like the degrees of like I know someone who knows someone, but in terms of how people think. And I'm reminded of a time in my life knowing that everything happens for a reason, that my dad gave all of my siblings and I this nugget. So the nugget was, and this was the way he explained it: if your friends decided to jump off of a bridge, would you? And no matter what we brought to him, his requirement was that we wrote a paper on it. Of course, back then it just seemed like he was doing too much. And it would just be like, dang, Dad, I just want to get my ears pierced, right? But he would ask that you write a paper and give him explanation as to why. And then another thing he would say is to consider the source. Two very important nuggets. And as the world gets smaller and it changes, people begin to sound the same and do the same things. And when you ask why, the reasoning or logic around it feels off. And I think about times in my life where I've had to take a journey, and that journey at times felt lonely, and lonely in the sense of coming to understand that it was for me, and that what's for me is not going to look like or be what someone else or the exact same thing someone else goes through. It's someone's learning process, right? That we all learn very differently. And then at the end of it, having learned something that was geared specifically for me. And so as I move through life, I am reminded that I've never been a follower of just common things, common people, common things. I've never been, although growing up in a big family, the group kind of person. I've always been put on different paths and learn things that were designed to help me grow. And as the world gets smaller and smaller and smaller, I am thankful, extremely and grateful for my journey, my lessons, and not being part of common logic, common reasoning, common folk. And the more time that I spend away and alone, it helps me to see clear and hear clear and take notice to those who are very much similar or like me. And leadership, or being a leader and not a follower in terms of the common things, has its challenges. And while you think you're not standing out, you are. The spotlight is on you, and you can't help but to stand out. So It was just a thought. Consider the source. Do your research. And don't be quick to just follow the pack, the crowd, the logic that makes no sense. So, just a thought. Thank you for listening. I love you. Happy Blessed Friday.